We have some news right now. Caitlyn Jenner, who voted for Donald Trump, who supported Donald Trump, is now asking Donald Trump for help. Because of Donald Trump's policies, she says she can't travel safely anymore because of Trump's anti-trans passport policies. And now she's asking the president for help.
Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So lovelies, Caitlyn Jenner actually is begging Orange Man for help after she actually voted for Orange Man. She campaigned, she came out there, she gave her full support, she did everything humanly possible to get the man in the office, and right about now she is seeing the consequences of her actions. And now she's having an emotional breakdown, but the worst part is that she went ahead to say, "Oh, Orange Man, even though I love you, but this is not right." This has sparked a lot of controversial take on the space of social platform, and people are reacting both hilariously and seriously about that. Lovelies, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts and let's right into it.
This, my friends, is what it looks like when your privilege starts to run out and you've used your privilege to further marginalize or already marginalized people because it benefits you. And then you get reminded that you're still a part of that marginalized group and that you're not any more special.
ID. So somebody in my position who has transitioned, I worked very, very hard to make sure everything was changed. I love President Trump, and I think he signed this executive order. I don't know who underneath him was putting this thing together, that all federal documents, it has to be your biological sex at birth. Recently, I had my passport. I had to get it renewed. Comes back gender marker M. Because it's not.
And what's so interesting about this is that Caitlyn Jenner positioned herself to be an advocate and a spokesperson for said president. Like, Caitlyn Jenner was really pushing for this person to be the president, even in spite of knowing everything that that person said that they had planned to do to the trans community. It wasn't enough for Caitlyn Jenner because Caitlyn Jenner is rich. Because Caitlyn Jenner feels like she's above everybody else. And this is not just something that happens in the trans community. This is something that happens in all oppressed communities. There's always those one or two people who will be praised for whatever reason by the people who are doing the oppressing, and they'll join that group until they realize or they're reminded that they're not actually a part of that group and they were just being used.
Recently, I had my passport. I had to get it renewed. I sent it back. Comes back gender marker M. Screws everything up. So there's a form in there. If they made a mistake, you can correct it. So I fill out all the proper forms. I'm not calling anybody. I'm not calling the president. You know, I got his personal cell number. I'm not calling anybody. I'm going to see if I can fix this myself. I did everything. And they sent it back M. They didn't change it at all. I don't blame President Trump. I love him. But for a lot of people, this is a huge issue. I was in Mar-a-Lago 2 months ago, wrote a letter explaining all of this to him, how it's affecting me and a lot of other people. And unfortunately, he wasn't there that weekend. Actually, the Secret Service guy said he could get it to him, put it on his desk and stuff. I haven't heard from him. He's kind of busy right now.
Best $15 I've ever spent on the TikTok shop. Ask me if I give a shit about Caitlyn Jenner. Oh wow, I guess Caitlyn Jenner is now discovering that racism is extremely expensive. It doesn't matter if you're the parent of a celebrity porn star, you will still face the same level of discrimination as all of us.
Ain't it funny how it's law and order till the law starts ordering you around? Caitlyn Jenner, come to the front of the congregation, beloved, because your passport just clocked your politics. Now let's talk, girl. So you mean to tell me you supported Donald Trump, cheered on the policy, stood 10 toes down, and that same energy just spun the block, knocked on your door, and now you're confused because now there's a passport policy that Trump put in place that says your passport has to match your actual biological sex. And suddenly it's a problem. Oh, now it's a problem? See, this is what happens when you play political roulette. See, Caitlyn, you've been moving like a VIP member in a club that don't even like you. And now security finally checked your ID. Here's the part that gets me. You still not blaming the man who did it. You writing letters like it's a love note situation. Ma'am, this is policy, not pen pals. You don't get to vote for the storm and then act surprised when your house gets wet. See, you want to double dip those long toes in privilege and oppression when it's convenient for you. Pick a side, or at least stand in the consequences that you chose. Cause baby, you in the same movie with everybody else, okay? And baby, this ain't no cameo.
Most people who vote for far-right parties, especially marginalized people who do it, never expect to experience the consequences of their actions. And it's this very expectation that the far-right relies on in order to win. Once you drill down to what the far-right actually want to do, it's not appealing to most working people. So they need to have popular appeal in order to get elected. And that's where the scapegoat comes in. The community that gets thrown under the bus so that a far-right party can get popular. These days, it's trans people and immigrants. So then why do trans people like Caitlyn Jenner or brown women like Priyanka Chopra continuously align themselves with these right-wing figures? In the case of those two celebrity women, they embody the pick-me energy. I mean, they've clearly managed to get some way in life, and they probably did it by kissing a lot of ass and always putting their own individual interests before that of their community. But they play this really important role in representation. As we all know, representation does make a difference. And so they operate as this sort of proof to everyday working people who are also marginalized, e.g., working trans people, working people of color, as like a, hey, see, nothing bad will happen to you if you align yourself with us. You'll be fine. In fact, you'll be so rich. And people don't see themselves as the bad immigrants or the bad queers that the far right likes to paint as the boogeyman. Like, oh, I didn't overstay my visa. I'm not like that. I'll be fine. Somehow not being able to compute that the people running these stories don't care. They don't care enough about you to ask whether you came in the proper way, whether you overstayed your visa, whether you came by boat or plane. They just take one look at you, decide you're an outsider, and treat you like one. But these people, they don't see themselves as outsiders. So desperate to fit in. They're so desperate to be liked. They're so desperate to be known. So we see again and again these pick-me's, they're only able to rise to a certain point and then they get put back down to where they belong, according to these right-wing types.
Caitlyn Jenner has been voting against her own self-interest from pretty much the beginning, right? And I think whenever we investigated the support that she was receiving from her transition, which everybody that I know that's normal was like, yeah, that's great news. I'm happy for you. You found who you are. Go be that person. But then the platform that she then created was MAGA. And not only MAGA, which was deeply oppressive to other people, she's now the consequence of that own oppression because she had renewed her passport. And when she went to renew it, the passport came back and have misgendered her and refused to change it. Because under the new laws of Donald Trump and his pals, they are refusing to acknowledge that people have new genders on their passport. And so they're giving you only your sex assigned at birth on your passport, and now she has the nerve to complain about it. This is Fiona Ramsey who is joking about it. Is it Jessica Ramsey? I can't remember. But she's busting joke about it, and singing a song to it about your tears, because so many people vote outside of their own interests because they want to look cool, they want to be with the in crowd, right? Or they vote for their economics, but they don't vote for their own humanity. And when their humanity gets taken, they come to try and use left-wing ideas and left-wing platforms, left-wing strategies to try and complain, to get, like, move out of the way, bro.
And one perspective that isn't shared in reference to this Caitlyn Jenner situation is the fact that the reason why Caitlyn Jenner will still support Trump is because she's not looking for policy change for the body at large. She's looking for a favor. Hear me. Because who in their right mind would still support a person who is actively putting policies in place that impact your ability to travel across the globe? A person who has access, a person who's accustomed to other people being hurt and marginalized, but them being the exception. That's why. Which speaks to the overall message that many of us, specifically Black people, are trying to get every other marginalized group to understand. Millionaires and billionaires don't care about you, even if they're a part of the community. So stop thinking your neighbor to your left and your right is your enemy. Look up.
Hey, my loves. So what gets me, and I have to speak up for my community, is the fact that I don't like when people are trying to backpedal for the way you push to get trans people to, for us to have to go through what we're going through now, and now you backpedal. And one example of that is Caitlyn Jenner, because now Caitlyn Jenner is saying her gender marketing come back what she wanted, and she's like, "Oh, I went through the process, and I had all this done before, and I shouldn't have to go through this." So let me ask you this, Caitlyn: if you had all your documents in order, would you be saying this was not right? It sounds a lot like me that you're only mad because your stuff is not right. Because the thing about it is, as I've always said, as a community, we have to stand together. But now that it affects you, now you're thinking it's wrong. We tried to...
Hello, Trump. Hey, it's Caitlyn. Caitlyn Jenner. Come on, you know me, Caitlyn Jenner. The artist formerly known as Bruce Jenner. Yes, the Olympic gold medalist who killed somebody with their car. Yes, that's me. Look, Mr. President, I got a mucho problem here. My passport came back renewed, and under gender, it says M. M like Madonna. Yeah, that's a problem. I need you to change it. Oh, what do you mean, caveat emptor, buyer beware? What? I don't think that applies in this situation. Yeah, no, I need you to change it to an F. F as in Freddy Krueger. What I look like without makeup on, am I right? Oh, sorry, that was my share coming out there. So can you fix it? It would be very important. I love you. Hello? 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 I think he hung up on me.
Folks, maybe it's just the tax breaks. I am so sorry. Some truly...
Seriously, lovelies, this is actually the case of when I thought that this does not have nothing to do with me. When I thought that the principle or his principle has nothing to do with me. So this young male lady, I don't know. Okay. So he or she decided to go to the, one board, and she or he was indicated male, even though she wanted to be indicated as a female. And because of that, it's actually turning on her right about now, and now she's asking Orange Man and asking every other person, especially what we're talking about, to do something about that. But this was the same person who was all over board campaigning, making sure that Orange Man is in the position that he is right about now, without even having a second thought that, oh, what if this actually affects me and affect the personality that I represent? They never ever have to think about it. That's only her. Even some farmers and what have you, like many of them, like it is actually when it gets them affected, that is when they really have to or get to realize that, oh, so this policy, this policy is affecting me. Even though you've been told numbers of times, like this man, he does not even like people like this man, even though he has his own thing going on. But then again, they actually thought it's all about, supporting him, trying to make sure he get there, without having that realization that at the end of the day, he does not even care about anyone. He does not care about anyone but himself. But no, these guys are too blind with supremacy, regencies, and trying to actually be the ones to rule. When I saw a particular stage one time pop up on my For You where this pan-colored woman was like, yeah, you can just go F yourself, we rule and there's nothing we can do about. The thing is that nobody's against you ruling, but what is the effect? It's just the effect that people are concerned about. Sometimes let us even put sentiment aside, let's put race aside, let's put color or whatever. Let's actually look at the objectives. Let's look and call a spade a spade. You know that this man, no. But so many people refuse to listen. If it's not person that looks like me that is over there, then I'm not going to do this way. I'm going to vote for this person, even though I know deep inside of me that this person has his own shenanigans going on. But so far, this person is someone that looks like me. This is just what I see with all of this administration. People, on the other hand, especially MAGA supporters, are looking for ways out of this, even though they are unable to say it. Everybody is being affected, no matter who you are. No matter who you are. It's so it's so funny that the person whom you campaigned for, whom you were all and out about for this person, but at the end of the day, this person still tells you that, okay, you've done your part, now it's time for me to do my own part. And that is exactly the problem and the issue with this Caitlyn of I don't know, did I say lady? Yeah, she want to be a lady, yeah. But seriously, when people that looks like me are constantly trying to warn, trying to make you see reasons, you actually thought that, oh, these guys were probably disturbing me because they just want to look for opportunity to have a little bit privilege. And now your supremacy has cursed you. Like, seriously, this is this is exactly how most of these MAGA supporters feel. Like, this is exactly how the FAFO comes in full force, because there's nothing anyone can do about it. The deed has already been done. You can call Orange Man from Nancy tomorrow. This man might probably not even hear you. He might probably not even listen, because he's busy in his true social spiting people. Anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, lovelies. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one. If you have not subscribed to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.